Good day, guys. It's good to be back again. Please subscribe, like, and share. And thank you for all those who've been supporting me. And let's get straight away. So I was reading about, President Ruto deal with Suluhu and about them building Kenya and Tanzania, building a pipeline from Tanzania to Kenya to supply gas. So if you haven't heard, Tanzania has one of the largest deposit of gas in the world or in Africa, and it's 57 million trillion cubic meters. The value of uh, the gas reserves in Tanzania is valued between uh, 1.5 is valued between 10 to 15 trillion, upwards even to 20 trillion as gas prices go. So the reason I'm making this video is because Tanzania is on its way to become East African powerhouse, if not surpass Kenya, because it's on its way. And this got me thinking because I've been following the Tanzanian story for a while. And Tanzanians have been making very, very, very strategic, very, very smart decisions. Their leadership, I think, has been very, very strategic. It has been slow, but it has been very calculated. We have to first start with this railway. They have a railway that's, it's starting from Dar es Salaam, supposed to start from Dar es Salaam all the way to Uganda and Rwanda to deliver cargo. So if you look at that, you start to realize that our SGR is in a tricky position because if we have two systems of railway, and don't forget the Tanzania one is electric, ours is diesel. If you have two systems of railway, now Uganda and Rwanda will be at the position to play will be at a position to be prideful, because Kenya and Uganda will have to compete on cost. If Kenya is charging 50,000 for a container and Tanzania is charging 30,000, Uganda will use the Tanzania one. So, this is the first, economic blow to Kenya or the economic challenge. Because for so long, Kenya has been living on the concept of the superpower, they're leading. But, they say it's easy to become number one, but to maintain number one is the hardest. So that's the first blow. The second blow is that Tanzania and Uganda also are building an oil and gas pipeline. If you don't know, Kenya also has a gas pipeline all the way from here, all the way to Kisumu and to those sides of near Uganda. So that's another blow. If Tanzania decides to lower the cost of transporting and Kenya is still expensive, all countries will go to Uganda and Rwanda. And I feel this has been in the making for so long because the East African community countries, no one likes the person who's number one. They feel that is so privileged. They've been very statical. Uganda is not comfortable with Kenya because Kenya remains, to them, they saw Kenya as political tensions and situation very tricky as an investment country. Remember the post-election of 2007 really caused a lot of goods in Uganda to, businesses to go down in Uganda because goods were passing through by Kenya. There was a post-election issue. So a lot of countries started thinking of a plan B and thinking of Tanzania, because Tanzania has always been politically peaceful. At least they never have the tensions that Kenya have. So, and that's why this project started. And now Kenya seems, if it is not careful, might lose the dominance that it has enjoyed for years. Another thing is that right now, Tanzania has discovered in 2015, 2014, large deposit of gas. It's now starting to sell gas to Kenya very soon after they build the pipeline. And this will be a source of foreign revenue. Remember, the estimated value of this gas is 10 to 20 trillion Kenya shillings. Don't forget our debt is almost 10 trillion. So Tanzania has now the resource to finance its budget and to finance its economy. And this also puts Kenya at a tricky situation. Let's not forget that Kenya is dealing with a debt. So Kenya's first priority now is to stabilize its debt issue and control the economy. And this is very tricky because it will make Kenya probably lose focus on other things. If you've been hearing President Ruto's statements of late, he's been talking of clamping down on projects and focusing only on essential projects. And this is very tricky because it means that projects that probably might cost a lot of money but might yield later will be not focused on. And on the other side, Tanzania is ramping up its project its project growth. And Tanzania has positioned itself as a reliable ally between Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi. And I have a feeling Congo might also, because Congo is in the East Africa, might also try and want to join the Tanzania side, especially if the railway is completed, because now you'll have two economic blocks that offer the same services, but one for sure will be cheaper, and we all know that's Tanzania. And the fact that Tanzania will be cheaper, most countries which are landlocked, like Rwanda, Uganda, Burundi, or on the other side of the Atlantic, but in the East African, like Congo, would prefer the Tanzania. There's been a lot of complaints from all these countries how the Kenyans through the transport system, there's a lot of corruption, there's a lot of issues. They are not happy, and so they're leaning towards Tanzania to create that competitive, to also push Kenyans to start thinking outside the box. Maybe it's time that you try, offering better services. And that's why I have a feeling that's why also President Ruto has been traversing the East African communities, trying to show that Kenya is still a dependable ally. And Kenya is not against integration. Kenya is pro-integration. And also pushing, even if few countries decide to use Tanzania for their goods or for doing businesses, Kenya is still a reliable partner because it offers other things. So it will be interesting to see how it goes into the future. But the Tanzanians are not sleeping, so I hope that Kenyans are noticing. It's not bad that Tanzanians are making Kenya, competing with Kenya, because also competition makes people better. Probably Kenya had this position for too long and it became too comfortable. So we need, an enemy and a villain. In the movies, you always need a villain. The hero cannot be a hero without the villain. So that we can create this competition, so that also and with competition also prices of things become cheaper, because it will be easy. You'll be spoiled for choice to choose. So people will have to put their prices down. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe, like, and share. General China, as always. Usually do political analysis, economic analysis on Kenya, the African continent. And till we meet again, cheers.